sacrifices, play this game. I done prayed that my life would never be the same. I done prayed that I will make it bring glory to my name.
We live. Today it's just me and my boy Marc. How has dad life been? What is this, week 3 or 4?
Week 4.
4?
He'll be a month Friday. He'll be a month this Friday. So
The time does it seem like that time is flying by crazy?
bro, it's insane. Like, like you grow up through life and your parents always like, one day you'll see. You'll understand one day.
Right.
It goes by so fast. You're like, whatever. Because you know how like long life takes to get to like 18, right? Like you feel it's
the longest
eternity to get to 18, right? And then you get there and then everything goes by so fast. It's like 5 times once you have a kid, bro. I was like thinking about it myself the other day. I was like, I was like freaking out when he was a week old. I was like, oh my God, how's it already been a week? Now he's about to be a month, and I'm like, holy shit moves, bro. You don't even realize how fast it's moving. It's crazy.
Before you know it, you'll be celebrating that 1-year birthday.
I know. That exactly, bro. Like my niece, her birthday is today. She just turned 1. And I'm like, holy shit. Like that just flew by. Like crazy. And then I was thinking about, I was like, in 2 months, I'll be married a year. It's just wild.
You already?
Yeah, in 2 months, bro.
Dang. Man.
It was so fast.
Oh, that is wild. That's crazy.
I was thinking about it today. I was like, holy shit. 1-year anniversary is coming up in June. That's fucking wild how fast this moved.
What's the plan? Or are you doing like a surprise, or y'all planning something together, or what's up?
We haven't thought about anything right now.
This one.
Yeah, no, I'll probably do something secretive, figure out something. So
yeah, you got a little time.
I got pretty good amount of time. I'll run it by her, see what she if she wants to plan something together, then we can do that. But but if she wants me to do all the planning, just something secretive, then that's the route we'll go.
All right. I'm gonna compare one day, maybe. We'll see.
It takes time, man. You'll find this right. You'll have it when you're least expecting it. I mean, shit, man. We both weren't looking for a relationship, bro. Neither one of us, not even close. And just hit it off, and there it was.
Yeah, that makes sense. So the playoff picture, I want to dabble into some NBA. The NBA is getting pretty spicy, especially for that West.
I saw my Lakers are moving up steadily.
Bro, I wish
climbing
today because he was talking shit about the Lakers before the season started. And it's just how, they started the season terrible.
Haven't they? They were terrible, yes.
They start off terribly. But I said, weather the storm. We'll see after the All-Star break. See, whatever. If they win tonight,
that'll be 7 in a row, wouldn't it? 8 in a row? I don't know. It's something like that.
It'll be 8 in a row. And they're half a game behind Golden State. So right now they're tied at 6. They're technically 7th, but they're the same record as the Clippers. So whoever wins gets the 6th spot. But depending on Golden State, I don't think they play today. I think they play tomorrow. But they're a half game behind the 6th seed, a half game behind Golden State.
Right.
So whoever wins this, I think potentially could almost jump not only 6th, but also 5th, record-wise.
Lakers are also dangerous, considered to be dangerous now because, hey, they're winning. They're hot going.
Oh, they got a solid. They got a solid starting lineup. Yep. So you got your all-stars, and they also have a solid bench, since the trade, they're the number 1 rated defense in the league. So not only do you have a guy like 8, LeBron dropped 38 last night. AD dropped 20 something. AD's been dropping 30-point games since the past their win streak. The past 8 games, he's dropping high 20s, 30s, and I think he had a 40-point game in there.
Right.
And then you also got Reeves playing well. You got D'Lo. He's playing hurt, but he's giving you efficient minutes because his
Right.
he come off injury. And then you still got Dennis Schroeder. I think he dropped 18 or 20 last game. And you got I believe Hishimura. I believe I said that right.
Yeah.
You got guys that give you quality minutes. So if you got a good starting five, good bench, number one defense.
And they're playing their best team
Yeah.
ball of the year right before the playoffs. That's dangerous. That's dangerous going in the tournament. That's just dangerous. That's a dangerous team. In any sport, that's dangerous. You want to be playing your best ball going into the playoffs.
Right. Yeah, you got to peak at the right time.
Yep.
So I'm trying to look up the official standings just to make sure what I saw was right. So yeah, Warriors are only a half game behind or above the 6th spot, which Lakers and Clippers are tied.
Whew, that's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, what was it? A month ago, they were 13th, 12th.
Yeah, they were out.
Yeah, they weren't even close. They just started playing good ball together, man. They finally found the right combination of players. And it's working out now.
Man, I had a question that I wanted to save for the podcast, and I can't remember that question. Some told me I should have wrote it down. Damn. I can't remember. You don't have TikTok, do you?
No.
I've been
I do not.
TikTok band stuff they're talking about. But man, I cannot remember that question.
Are you going to ask if I should think it should be banned?
No, it wasn't TikTok related. I just, for some reason, that just popped into my head. It was like one of those lunchtime questions I used to have. It was like a question like that, something like stupid random. I don't know. I think it was like, maybe I'll figure it out. But what other things have been happening in the news? I'm trying to think about current news that's been going on. It's pretty wild.
All sorts of stuff.
I know. I'm trying to think about besides sports because obviously we can get on in NFL because Lamar Jackson hasn't figured out his stuff.
The draft's right around the corner. Now, apparently, all these quarterbacks apparently are just all great, and I don't understand it. I just a waste of draft pick if you draft Anthony Richardson or Will Levis. They're not.
I saw somebody after the combine, they had Will Levis going above Bryce.
They're not that guy, pal. They're not that guy. Neither one of them.
Will going first. The first quarterback taken was going to be Will Levis.
This is disgusting. And by the way, I know they're not that guy because I watched them both lose to Vanderbilt. If you lose to Vanderbilt, you're not that guy. Will Levis had 102 yards passing against Vanderbilt. 102 and no touchdowns, I don't think. I don't think he threw one touchdown against Vanderbilt. And this guy's going to go up there and carve up NFL defenses 350 apiece. Give me a break. Come on. Let's stop it. He might look like Tarzan, but he plays like Jane, and they need to come off that man. I don't understand. That's the next Ryan Leaf, and someone's gonna reach on him, and he's gonna be terrible, and he's gonna be the next Ryan Leaf, and he's gonna be the biggest bust in NFL history. Mark my words. And if he's not, then you can expose me on cold takes. But I'm telling you right now, this guy is a bona fide bust.
Already?
Yes. I saw enough of him in college to know he's a bona fide bust. I don't care that he can throw the football 80 yards. Anybody that puts I don't even drink coffee, right? Anybody puts mayonnaise in their coffee is a psychopath. Okay? This guy... Yes. Look it up. Yeah. Mayonnaise. Mayo. In his story, he said he was at a diner with his girlfriend one night, and they didn't bring him any creamer for his coffee. So both of them thought, well, why don't we put mayonnaise in there? So they put mayonnaise in their coffee.
And then he said this shit was fire, huh?
Yeah, that's what he says.
I don't like either. let alone mixing them
I
with.
hate coffee. Yeah, this guy is crazy. That just I wouldn't want him to be my quarterback running my offense. This guy puts mayo in his coffee. No, thank you.
Would you take a gamble on Levis over Tannehill?
No.
Okay, then
I'd rather ride out the year with Tannehill, hopefully suck really bad, and go get in the next year's draft Caleb Williams or Drake Mays from North Carolina. Because those two guys, they've already said would be number one, number two in the NFL draft today if they came out in this class. But they couldn't declare because they were too young.
now let me ask you this. Let's say you commit to my face is like oh, all right. Let's say you commit to Tannehill being the quarterback. You're looking for a backup, a developmental young guy backup. You got to pick between Malik or Will. Who are you picking?
Malik.
Really?
Yes. That's how much I just don't trust Will Levis, even as a backup.
I get it, but I was watching every morning. I turn on my TV, and I had all the Sports Center, you know, the get ups, the first takes, the undisputed, all that stuff that's on the morning.
Right.
Morning. And one guy was giving his take on Will Levis. Basically, his numbers in college were identical to Josh Allen. QBR was the
oh my God. I saw that nonsense.
all right. Now that I was like, that's irrelevant to me because of because in college there's so many different levels and conferences, and you play such a small group of the entire NCAA football where it's whatever. You got to take it with a grain of salt because there's so much more context when it comes to who they play, and, yada yada yada. But what I did take into account that I didn't even think about was they looked at his numbers and they compared him to somebody else. I don't know if it was still Josh Allen, but they compared somebody else who's in the pros now that's like really good to his college numbers, and they were comparing the numbers and they gave a little bit of context of on Kentucky. He basically did the same numbers as this guy with significantly less talent. Who you said, basically Kentucky receivers weren't, they weren't as
they're all 4-star recruits.
That's what they were comparing. But to his defense, the teams they're comparing, I don't remember whose team it was, but Kentucky receiver core was not near as good as the receiving core as the guy they were comparing to he had, but he was able to still put up those same numbers with a lesser. Now, obviously, it's SEC ball. Obviously, in comparing the general,
he had Wan'Dale Robinson last year. What are they talking about?
I don't know, but
that guy was drafted like second round.
That was interesting though. But I did want to. You see where Trump is facing? So he saw he got arrested.
Yeah,
he's been officially indicted, and so he's facing. So there's a lot of shit going on, right? Because I've listened to Yahoo Finance every morning. As soon as the market opens, I'm listening. And they cover. What I like about Yahoo Finance is they don't. To me, I don't feel like CNN super. CNN is super. Is it left or right? I forget which way is which.
Very left.
Yes, and then Fox is very right. So like, if you're watching CNN, you're getting a political bias.
I don't watch either one.
Exactly. Yeah, I try not to watch either. Or if I do see something, I'll watch both, or I'll do some more of my own digging with unbiased. We'll try to find unbiased information. Anyway, talking about Yahoo Finance is I don't know if they have any political affiliation, but the way they give their information,
they shouldn't. But
right, the way they give their information, it seems to me purely just here's the numbers, here's what the market's doing, here's policies about to be passed. And maybe here's some reasons why. So it seems like super unbiased. It doesn't seem left or right. It seems very just, here's what's going on, and this could affect the market. So I like
as it should be.
Right. So there's a lot of political things that they'll have in there because a lot of stuff that happens in politics will affect. But
Absolutely.
They give it very unbiasedly or unbiased like. But they got on the Trump indictment because obviously this could affect the running and then that in turn affect the economy, yada yada yada. And so I've been doing some digging, and apparently, so the whole why he's about the paying off the Stormy Daniels, right? Stormy Daniels, porn star. Now that's not it. So paying her off wasn't illegal, but the way that the money he used to pay her off was like $150,000, something like that. That was campaign money but he basically to do and like tax her when you file, when you have like make big, he didn't put it as payoff money or like quiet money, hush money. He wrote it as something else for his campaign, which is illegal. It's fraud. And at $150,000, it's felony because it's a big ass amount. But apparently he's being charged with 34 felony charges. They used that one to get him arrested. And apparently they were saying some cases aren't strong, but they have them. They're using certain cases that aren't as strong, but they have them just as like, the more cases you have against you, it just looks bad. So if it was like one,
correct,
it's not that strong. And then somebody was saying that case about the payoff money.
I don't think they have a lot of standing on any of them, honestly. A lot of them they don't.
But
it's look, man.
They probably don't. But you got to go and you got to fight all 34. It's the thing. It's just the more you have, the more he has to fight in general.
Here's my theory behind all this, and if it is my theory and it is the truth, it's a genius move on his part, because what to me, this is just him doing, trying to boost his presidential run, basically.
Make himself a victim.
Correct. And it's a genius way to do it because a lot of those charges don't have standing. Now, and then he's going to say, about the hush money, right? If he's using campaign funds. Every political person that's ever ran has used campaign funds illegally, He
just happened to get caught.
Correct. And he's good, So, I think it's a whole big hoopla to drum up some more support. See, they're after me like I told you they were, yada, yada, yada. Just, bunch of crap. To basically make him look like a martyr, right? Because all he's got to say is, see, they came after me, they're going to come after you, right?
Right.
Honestly, I wouldn't have done it because I think it would have, because the reason that they didn't do it originally is because of that reason, right? And everybody was saying, he's just doing it, he's putting an indictment on himself to drum up support, and blah, 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 blah. And, that if they do it, then he would lose some support, right? Because then he can't play that card, per se. But whatever. It's just, it is what it is. It does set a dangerous precedent, though, I think. Because now it's going to be, well, y'all went after him, so as soon as y'all lose power, we're going to go after you, yada, 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 vice versa, blah, blah, blah. And then we're in this fucking circle, right, for the rest of our lives.
I think there's a slight chance. I think your theory is probably most likely what's going on. He's using it it's going to help him. I think there's a slight chance because I don't think he's faking him. I think it's real, but he understands how to manipulate the optics of it to help him. But I think there's a slight chance he might be miscalculating and he ends up actually getting heat on one of them. There's just enough evidence they have just enough where it's going to backfire because you got to beat all 34. It's the problem. Even if they're strong, it just takes one to have just enough for people to be like, wait a minute now.
Correct.
And if he gets found, because he pleaded not guilty, so now you got a bigger problem. So if you're found guilty, the punishment's harsher. Not only that, I don't know which, because not all of them are criminal. I do believe some of them are civil,
Mm-hmm.
but if he's found guilty on any of them, whether it's fraud or it's not a violent crime, but fraud or whatever, a felony fraud. But once you become a felon and found convicted of a felony, can no longer run for president.
Right.
So there's a conspiracy theory that might be. I'm not a big conspiracy theory guy, but I've just been listening to what people are saying. And what's interesting one is like Republicans that don't want him to run because he's hurting the Republican Party. This is a conspiracy of Republicans are trying to get him caught up.
Yeah.
So he can't run for president because he's guilty of a felony.
Dude, this thing could be going many different directions. I'm telling you. And then it could be Democrats are afraid they might lose to him in 24, right? So now they're like, we got to make sure he can't run because he's the strongest candidate out of anybody in the Republican Party. We don't fear the rest of them, right? You just, it can be a million things. My thing is, though, let's say it is all for show or they don't find him guilty on anything or whatever, right? It sets a dangerous precedent moving forward, in my opinion, because then everybody's just going to be snooping around their political opponents, right, that they fear. They're going to try to dig up whatever they can, find anything, and then let's say Joe Biden, for example, right? Let's say he wins or loses it. Let's say he loses in 24, right? Whoever beats him, right? They just start, they get a Republican or conservative DA somewhere, right? Just to start digging up dirt, finding something. Oh, look, we found this. We're going to charge him with this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
It's a double-edged sword, man.
Yeah, it's a slippery slope.
Very slippery. Because then you disenfranchise their voters, you disenfranchise people who, believe that have the same idea. It can just turn ugly, right? I mean,
yeah, very. When is the? Oh, I got two things before we close because today we're just doing a quick one. Me and Mark just gonna do a little quickie. Damn, I lost it. No. What plans for Easter? Easter is this Sunday. Do you have any plans for your Easter with the fam?
Oh yeah. Do stuff with the wife's family. I think little man. Well, I mean, he's only a month, but we're doing an Easter egg hunt Saturday, and then we'll do an Easter egg hunt again Sunday at my mom's. So, oh yeah, both sides of the family were doing dinner and lunch and all that. So, oh yeah, you got any plans?
No. Don't. I think I might.
Are you off work?
Yes. Closed Sunday, so I think I might go to the gym and do my April physical challenge just because it'd be a perfect day where I can just get up, get it out the way, and then just chill all day.
Mm-hmm.
Probably just
it's just chill. I really.
Yeah.
Well, shit, basketball should be on, I would think.
Oh yeah, I'll for sure have games on. Yeah, my TV does not come off of ESPN or like.
Have you watched any of the XFL?
No. When does that on?
It's on now, man. They play on the weekends, Saturdays and Sundays.
Well,
they play. I don't know if there's only like 8 teams, maybe. I don't know.
I know San Antonio has a team.
They do.
I've been during the week. It's all NBA because I got the Bucks and Bulls game on now, and then Lakers and Clippers come on next.
Yeah.
And then on the weekends, I close, so I'm working till 10 every night, basically.
Basically, I've watched a couple games, and it's hilarious, bro. It's just to me, it is because it really just looks like a gambling racket, bro. They don't talk anything about the game. They just always have the over under on the screen at all times. They talk about every gambling statistic about the game you could have, right? It's hilarious to me. It just and
then the angle they're taking to keep it sustainable.
Dude, the first game I watched was like the first game of the season. They just would not shut up about the over under the whole game. They just shut up, and then the point spread too because it kept changing during the game. So they were like, "Well, this, that," and I was like, "Oh my god!" But it's also kind of cool because it looks like this is like it's like basically minor league football, essentially, right? Like,
yeah.
I know you don't watch baseball, but it's like if your AAA farm team, right, is the highest, it's like minor league football. but they're like testing out like rules that the NFL has interest in. Like they have their kickoffs. They don't do kickoffs. Like what they do is the kicker's the only one back, right? I think, and they kick the ball off, but the defending team has to wait till the ball goes over their head, or the guy fields it. I can't remember. So the kicks it. The guy has to field it, and they are 10 yards apart. So they start. There's like no offsides. So they start. They usually field the ball.
Catches it.
So there's no running down the field. So they're 10 yards apart, 5 to 10 yards apart from the front line. So they have one guy back to return, 10 across the front. The kicker is the only one back for their team on the defending team on the kickoff. The other 10 are up front. So they're like 5 yards apart. So there's no running down the field. And then they have like you can go for 3 points, I think. You can go for 1, 2, or 3.
It's 3 just
yeah, it's further back. And I think I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure they can do 3. Because I remember I was watching one game and the team was down by 3. Or they were down, after they scored a touchdown and they were still down by 3, but they moved it back to like the 25-yard line, so they had to score from there to get to 3 points. 1 point is extra point, obviously. 1 point's an extra point or a run it in or whatever. You don't have to kick a field goal. You can try to run in 1 point. 2 points is going for a 2-point conversion or whatever. And then they had another one. I was trying to think that was kind of wild that they were testing out. Damn it. I can't. I know it, but I can't remember it because they did something else. Oh, I know it. If you don't, the onside kick. So if it's late in the game and you decide you don't have to onside kick, you can get the ball back. It's a 4th and 25 that you have to convert. So if your team's down, correct. So like the other game I watched, they did that. It was like 30 seconds left. So instead of onside kicking, they took the option to do 4th and 25. They got the first down. They got it. I mean, they didn't go on to score anything. They ran out of time, but they got to the 4th and 25. So I thought that was kind of interesting. So I think it's all these like rules that have been put forth by the owners at the owners meetings that they're entertaining. They're like, the XFL is like, okay, we'll do them. We'll show them. We'll try them out.
Yeah, because I know the 4th and 25 when it said onside. I remember a couple of years ago they were talking about that rule. Talks of being not implemented, but talks of just like considering it. So
right. Yeah, that shit's wild, bro. Honestly, if they brought that in the NFL and even the college game, that should be kind of. I think that's probably more exciting than an onside kick. 4th and 25 because like. You got to think, especially if you're playing at home, it's 4th and 25. You get it, right? You still got time on the clock to go down and win the game or tie the game or whatever. Like that's probably 4th and 25. I bet you it's a better probability than converting an onside kick.
Oh, way better probability.
Yeah. So.
I think if you get 10 onsides, you might recover 1. 4th and 25, you could probably recover 3 or 4 out of 10. Maybe,
I bet you, yeah.
It's probably not much higher percent,
right?
But I think it's better,
right? So yeah, that shit was wild, especially that kickoff. When I first watched that, I was like, I kind of did a dumb thing because I really wasn't paying attention, and I looked up and I was like, what the fuck are they all doing down there? I saw the ball go over their heads, and the guy filled it, and they had to wait till he fields it before they could start engaging blockers and getting off blocks. Right. I was like, whoa, no shot. Because at first I didn't realize the kicker was back there. I thought they were like throwing that bitch in the air like you would do when you play outside.
Right. Yeah, they kick on you.
Yeah, you just hum it like, as far as you can. Yeah, that's what I thought they were doing.
All right, last thing, advice of the week coming from DJ Marky Mark. What's your advice for the week for the people?
Patience.
Okay.
Patience. Try to find as much patience as you can throughout the week, whether it's work related, life related. You know, we all get stressed. We all get frustrated, right? We all get irritated. Just, sit back, take a couple breaths, and release them.
Well, there you have it. Be patient today. I couldn't have said it better myself.
That's a dad talking.
Yeah. Dad advice. We're gonna have a segment called Marc's Dad Advice. You can give advice.
Yeah, right.
All right. Well, this has been it. We got a short one this week. We'll catch you guys next week. For those of y'all that celebrate Easter, happy Easter. If not, have a good weekend. And we'll catch you guys next time. It's Garden 615.
Peace.
I'm gonna chase my dreams, my